Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Amanda and this is my channel, Journey at 30, where I document my personal and financial journey through my 30s. In today's video, we're going to be recapping my no spend month of July and how my budgeting went. If you're not already subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing in this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Just go ahead and press the button. So just starting right off the bat, one thing I did differently was I actually documented every expense that I had this month, excluding rent, in my notebook, in my budget binder. So I wrote down everything, including gas, all the stuff that I don't normally actually write into this journal. So for instance, last month's total was a little over $300. The month before that was a little over $1,000. This month's total is $2,000, $2,015.96. So as you can see, documenting every expense made a big difference. So I wanted to go ahead and get into those expenses and actually think about how much I'm spending on different categories. So I know I promised you guys that I would make something like that, and I did. I made this Excel spreadsheet. I went ahead and documented all the different categories that I will have in my monthly expenses. So we have the categories of like rent and groceries. I of course needed to add the category for dining out. I have my gas, my utilities, and utilities includes phone along with electricity, car expenses, cat supplies, home improvement, and homes and craft, because I do a lot of DIY projects and home improvement projects, so I needed to dedicate a space for when I do purchase things in that category. I am on a no spend, but I have been buying home improvement stuff. And honestly guys, like with the whole quarantine situation back like January, back in like March, April, and May, it was definitely something I wanted to do. So when stores did start opening back up, I was one of the people that went out and bought some home improvement stuff, wood, lumber, things to do DIY projects. I was going to Michael's, so I accounted for those expenses. Then I have a section for just Target and Amazon, and the reason why I have a section for Target and Amazon, especially Target, is because that's where I buy most of my home good items for like personal care. So deodorant, shampoos, conditioners, body soap, body wash, dish soap, like for like hand soap, like hair products, bobby pins, like whatever I might need for like personal items throughout the year. Most of that stuff is coming from Target, if not Amazon. And then I have a section for clothing. I have a section for health items, which really there's only a couple in there from the beginning of the year, because that's back when I think that I had original coronavirus. I had a horrible, severe upper respiratory infection, and so did my boyfriend. We had it at the exact same time, and it was just horrible and not fun at all, and we were coughing and all the symptoms of coronavirus without the hospitalization. A lot of other people also had the same sickness, and no one knew what they had, because every time people would go to the doctor, they were told that they didn't have the flu and they didn't have bronchitis, they didn't have strep, and no one really knew what it was. And then a month and a half to 2 months later, coronavirus hit. So anyway, the health items were like cough medicine and cough drops for the first 3 months. And then I have all of my subscriptions, my car insurance, business expenses, personal and hair. Then I have a miscellaneous section, which is strictly for things that I have not even a clue why I bought them or what I bought when I purchased them. They're just random like purchases that I don't even know what they are. Then I have a section for birthdays, taxes, which is like property taxes, and then the total for each month. And then down at the bottom, I went ahead and totaled out every single category through January through the beginning of August, for the end of July essentially, and put a category or a total for every single category. So obviously rent I spent like the most amount of money on, and then following that is groceries. So anyway guys, I went ahead and did this, but the problem is that next to it, as you can see, I put these pie charts, and I did one for every month. I took the data and turned it into a pie chart, and the computer Excel does that automatically for you. The problem is that when I went back and was looking at like July, for example, I noticed that the numbers are not correct. Like that isn't the correct percentages. So I'm going to, in an upcoming video, make a pie chart with graphics and make it whatever. So moving forward, like starting with the July or the August recap, or maybe even sooner, I'm going to have pie charts listed in my videos with more visual breakdowns, because I really want them. I really thought this was gonna work, but it's not. But either way, I'm gonna use Excel now. So the way I created this was I went back, and on every single card that I've purchased something on since the beginning of the year, I wrote down every single expense. And so I just realized one that I don't have on here is IKEA. And I think I want to add an IKEA section, because IKEA is the one credit card that most likely will never really have a zero balance. If I can get it down to zero, that'd be great. But the goal isn't necessarily to get it to zero, because I do still purchase things from there. For instance, after the new year, for when my no spend's over, I'm going to be purchasing an entire bedroom set, like a bed frame, 2 nightstands, a dresser, some mirrors, and some other decorative items. And I'm going to redo my bedroom. So I know that that's, you know, something that's going to be a cost that's going to go on that card. So I don't have IKEA, but yeah, I'm really happy with this. I really like the way everything's broken down. Mainly the goal is so at the end of the year, I can go back and look and see exactly how much money I spent where. I really want to be able to track it, not just having it in this book, because in the book for the first few months, I wasn't writing every single expense down. So if I looked back at this, I wouldn't know exactly how much I actually spent that month. So this will allow me to see how much I'm actually spending every month. So that's that. Then looking at my totals, like I said, I did a little over 2,000 total for this month. My cat totals and grocery totals, which were not that high. Grocery was more than last month. Grocery was $338.10. Last month was $162.92. So I did spend about $150 more. Almost double. And then cat totals were $88.04, which again, last month they were $87.42. And the month before that was $65.12. So I've really got the cat totals down. I think I'm doing much better with that. It's under $100, which has been great. So I'm really excited about that. Again, now that I have this Excel, I'll be able to give you guys more in depth on how much I'm actually spending in different categories. So as of right now, you know, I just tracked my cat totals and my grocery totals, but moving forward, I'll be able to track some of my additional other totals. Okay, let's see, what else? Okay, impulse jar. So in my impulse jar, I spent $166.48, guys. I did so bad with my impulses this month. I overall just overspent. So if I actually look back, this is why I like having the Excel thing, but I can just look here and just see, like, there's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the 4 I'm allowed, right? Because I'm allowed to eat 4 times a month. But then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional. And the month prior to this, like 7 additional. So I guess I did better than June, but still, that's not good. So I gotta get better with the eating out. Impulse jar was full of stuff this month. That was not great, but hopefully not so much next month. All right, now let's just get into some of the things that were actually different for the month of July. One of the first things, I know this is not gonna really make sense the way I'm gonna explain this. I'm gonna try to do my best. One of the categories in the Excel spreadsheet was Target, right? And so I wanted to know, out of all of those expenses, out of the $1,200 I spent at Target, how much of it was actually personal items that I need, personal items that I choose to buy, shampoos, conditioners, deodorant, razors, body wash, like my personal care items that I buy to maintain my personal appearance, right? And then how much of it was home items? So I buy my laundry detergent, my paper towels, toilet paper, light bulbs, air filters, batteries, random things that throughout the year are pop-up expenses. And then how much of it was wasteful and unnecessary purchases? How much of it actually like violated my no spend? I bought clothes or something that I didn't need to buy. So the way I broke it up was that 70 and 10%, so 80% total was like personal items, home items, things that were like purchases that I'm going to purchase. It's accounted for in my budget. It's not accounted for in my no spend rules, right? So that was about 80%. And then let's just say out of that $1,200, 20% of it was unnecessary, shouldn't have bought it, it was a mistake, right? And then I wanted to calculate the other categories that were things that violated my no spend. So throughout the year, I have the category of crafts, I have some Amazon purchases, and then the miscellaneous file, which $176, random purchases that I don't even know what they were, right? So that, and then out of all the food that I bought, if I bought half of it, if I took it and then just split that number in half because I have exceeded every single dining out allowance each month essentially, that would be $580. So what I did was I divided up the $1,200 into personal, home, and wants. And I took that wants, which accounted for about $244. Let's just say out of that Target total, about $244 was strictly things I didn't need to buy. And then I added it with all the other categories. And what I added up to was my total excess spending so far from January 1st to July 31st, 2020 was $1,456.59. Let me say that again. $1,456.59 that I just spent on stuff that I don't even know what it is. Or like things that I didn't need to buy. Excess stuff. Things that violated my no spend. So, as you can imagine, I was pretty disappointed in that number. Think about having just $1,400 extra dollars. So, tightening up, definitely tightening up starting August 1st here. And for the rest of the year, I really need to be better and not do that. That's just not healthy. It's not smart. It's not getting me closer to my goals, right? Okay. I applied for a Capital One Venture card because I wanted to take advantage of the benefits program that they have and the rewards program that they have. However, I actually ended up getting denied. So I wanted to apply for it because it has 2 times miles for every purchase or something like that. And then it was like a 50,000 mile bonus if you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months or something along those lines. So my goal was I was just going to use that card to pay for everything, like including rent. And that way I would get those 50,000 miles bonus and then use it for other purchases just for the cash back bonuses, because I didn't currently think that I had any cards that had a reward program, so I wanted to get a card that had a reward program. So if I was going to be swiping a card and spending money on a credit card as opposed to my bank card, that I could be getting rewards for it. Just like my Target card, I get 5% back on all my purchases. I love it. It's worth it for me. So I applied, I didn't get approved, which was fine. But then I applied for the Discover It card and I got approved for one of the student cards, which has 1% cash back on all purchases. And then every quarter, certain categories are 5% cash back. So every 4 months they change the categories. It might be gas stations or dining out. I know for the end of the year, it's Target.com, Walmart.com, and I think Amazon. So that's pretty cool. I also get a $20 statement credit essentially every year if I have good grades, which I have a 4.0. So I always qualify for the 3.0 or higher. So that's called a good grade reward and I get that. There is no interest for the first 6 months. There is not going to be any interest ever because I'm going to be paying that card off every month. It'll always have a zero balance. Like it'll collect money and then before the balance hits where the interest is charged, I'm just going to pay it off. So every month that'll just be consistently going down to zero. So I'm not worried about ever having to pay interest on that account. It's strictly for the rewards. But then after that, I realized after I got the card and registered it and all that good stuff, I got an email from IKEA stating how they were doing 2 times the reward for the month of August on groceries. And I was like, what is that? And so it's like groceries already get a 3% cash back for every grocery purchase. And now they're doing for the month of August 2 times that. So you get 6% cash back on all your grocery purchases, which is awesome. And little did I know, they also do 1% cash back on all purchases, 5% cash back on IKEA purchases. And there's a whole thing about it. And I just was like completely shook and shocked. But regardless, now I have 2 cards that have cash back rewards. And so that's exciting. Then I got 2 credit limit increases for my Merrick card, which I no longer use. It was the credit card that I was using all the time, but now I do not use it. I'm working to paying that balance completely down to zero. Now that I have the Discover It card, I don't need to use it, but I did get a $400 credit increase on that card, so that's awesome. And then my Capital One card, which is so ironic because I have a Capital One account, but they didn't approve me for the Venture card. But regardless, for that account, I got a $100 credit limit increase. So credit limit availability went up by $500, which is good for my credit score. Then, so for this month, it was my boyfriend's birthday, so there was quite a bit of money spent on birthday gifts, birthday dinners, stuff like that. So that's why I made that birthday category, because so far this year I've had 2 people that have had birthdays that are birthdays that I celebrate with them, and so 2 different months of spending money specifically just on birthday stuff. So I wanted to account for that. So for my credit card tracker, I went ahead and put everything in. So as you can see, my balance actually increased by about $200-ish, and this is because of an IKEA purchase. My IKEA card balance went up, and that is because we wanted to organize a room in our house for we have a closet downstairs that is a storage closet, and it was very unorganized, and so we bought 3 different shelving units and some like storage container bins, and I used the IKEA card to buy those, so we're paying that off, but it increased our balance about $200. So working on paying that down again, but that card is going to every now and again have higher increased balances, and I'm okay with that. It's not something that's that big of a deal. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. And guys, I really want to get better at posting a little bit more consistently. I think I'm currently posting about 3 times a month, and I'm okay with that, but I would like to maybe start posting 4, 5, 6 times a month is really like the goal. So keep me motivated, keep me encouraged, because I'm loving making content for you guys. I'm loving documenting my journey. I hope y'all are gaining value from every video that I make. If you like this video, definitely be sure to smash that like button. Like, just smash it, just go and just, or if you want, you can delicately tap it, whatever you prefer. Hey, it's your preference. But tap, smash, whatever you do, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that you appreciated my content and that you liked this video. And hey, let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite part of the video? What kind of content do you wish to see moving forward? Let me know if any of my budgeting tips you guys are taking into consideration and applying to your budget, and let me know how it's going for you. Also, if you're starting a no spend for the month of August, great job, kudos, good luck, you can do it. Make sure you record those expenses and keep track of everything that you're spending so you can have a very detailed look at how your no spend went. But remember, if you fall off a little bit or you make an unnecessary purchase, don't beat yourself up too much. You're doing a great job. Just keep moving forward and don't dwell on it. If you're interested, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit that little bell notification so you can be notified every time I post a new video. If you are already subscribed, thank you again so much for tuning into this video. I so much appreciate you following me along on this journey. I love having you here. And guys, other than that, I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.